Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Penguin6. I'm everywhere. And right now I'm in Hong Kong. Hi. Clouds lifting down over the mountains today. There's actually some clouds coming after me over here to the left. Hey, flyers. Starting to sneak up on me. Hello. It's North Florida. It's about as warm as it is in Florida here. Hong Kong's on the same latitude as Cozumel and Havana, Cuba. Hey, Brian. It is kind of a good drone day. It's a little bit foggy, though. Maybe later the fog will burn off and we'll have some drone action. But we'll see. Hey, let's talk. So if you check my video blog that dropped on YouTube yesterday, I had some drone footage from here. I did fly the drone, literally pretty much right off this cliff. And that's on my new video blog on YouTube. I got another video blog to make this morning. I had to replace 3 propellers. The drone backed into this fence right here, and damaged it. I heard he got one. I haven't seen John though. I know he's back in town. Hello. Some pretty clouds today. Hey, Zen. Yeah, we'll do that eventually, the diet video blog. Yeah, he's around somewhere. I'll send him a text. I've been a tour guide the last few days. I have some friends visiting from the U.S., so I've been kind of out of sorts running around. And the kids have been home from school, so my schedule has been a bit off the last few days, but we're going to try to get back on schedule, get our daily video blog up. We got one up this morning, got another one coming in a few hours. Our Periscope Rewinds keep coming up. So quite a bit of traffic over on the YouTube channel coming. Yeah, I have to do more tech videos. I was going to do a how-to drone video. Frozen? No, not for me. Noodles? I'm not sure what lunch is today. I've got to take some friends up to the markets, the gadget and flower markets. I do an extension, so I filed for my extension yesterday and sent them a big check. It's going to be hot. It's already about 74. It's only 8 o'clock. Hello there. Welcome to Lugard Road in Hong Kong, high above Victoria's Peak. And yes, this technically is a road. We're on our morning walk, as we are every morning up here. Gonna make our way around. We got one more viewing location, 2 more viewing locations coming up. Yeah, I was on the Dragon's Back yesterday. That'll be my video blog coming up sometime today. Was my hike up the Dragon's Back on the south side of Hong Kong. And that's a big old mountain on there. I really wish I'd brought my drone, because there was some good flying weather there yesterday. Not on a train. Hello. I'm just walking. I did take the tram up today because I was feeling it. There were no taxis. Because I've walked uphill the last few days, so I thought today I could just take a tram. Hey, welcome Donnie to Periscope, and welcome to Hong Kong. You're watching me, Penguin6, on my daily video hike. And we do this sort of thing every single day. Chirpy birds over there. I live here. I've lived here for about 7 years. Kids are at school. No, I'm walking. You can see all the ferries making their way to the other islands. There's a ferry going to Llama Island. Ferry coming in from Llama Island. Ferry going to Discovery Bay. Ferry being, what's that? Is it being under tow? I can't see. Well, that's actually a fireboat. And a lot of tugboats today. There's a couple police boats there. There's a ferry coming in from Lantau Island. You are in Hong Kong? That's the Chinese Navy over there. There's 1, 2, there's like 3 or 4, 5 warships there today. Really tall on the right. Well, the tallest building on the island is IFC Tower. That's the tallest. It's about 1,400 feet. It's about where, even with me. The tallest building in Hong Kong, though, is the ICC, and it's about 1,550, and it's actually a little bit taller than me. Police boats. Yeah, there's that's a police boat, and there's probably a couple more. There's over 100. There's like 130 police boats, and then there's customs and immigration boats. So there are probably over 200 law enforcement vessels in the city. This is Victoria Peak. In fact, they even have floating police stations. Cruise boats. There's cruise ships come in almost every day. There's a cruise ship over there right now. There's none. There's a couple around the corner I saw. But there's pretty much cruise. I am on Victoria Peak. We do this hike every morning. Hey, welcome Adrian, welcome Kadiro, and welcome Helan. Yeah, they have floating police boats. They have these police stations. They have these forward operating bases that are setting out in the waters, and they're used as sort of a refueling and support base when the police are out on long patrols. There's a lot of smuggling into China from Hong Kong, smuggling of goods, luxury goods going into China, and then there's a lot of smuggling of people from China coming into Hong Kong. And the police, they go all Miami Vice, racing these cigarette boats. Victoria was the Queen of England, and she was the ruler when Hong Kong was founded. This was her mountain. A lot of things named after Victoria. This is not a drone view. This is the view from my feet. But if you do want to see what the drone looks like, you can go to my YouTube channel, Penguin6, where I put up a lot of drone videos from here on my video blog. It's Penguin6. Yeah, I don't know what trended me today. I did hear about the Madrid game and the bad refereeing. I haven't seen the calls, though, but I woke up this morning with the Champions League results popping on my phone. What's up? We're just on our morning hike. We do this hike every single day to show you guys the city. And I'm Penguin6. I live here. I lived here for about 7 years. And later today we'll go get some lunch. We're going to go to the electronics and gadget market today. I do live here. I lived for 7 years. Are you scared of the view? No. It's not like I'm going to jump. No. It's not that bad. So today we're going to go to the electronic and gadget market. We're probably going to go to the toy markets. We're going to go to the flower market. Things I like better here, things I like better in the U.S. I mean, nobody does barbecue pulled pork like they do in the U.S. But then again, we have basically no crime here in Hong Kong, a very low murder rate. We had 28 murders last year for a population of 7.3 million people. Put that on par, that means Chicago could have 8 murders a year. Baltimore could have 2 murders a year. So when you live in a place like that, it's nice to walk around at night, feel safe, not worry about getting jacked or anything like that. But it's very expensive. Well, there are no guns, yeah, but also there's a lot of emphasis on education, and there's families that police their own. All these apartment buildings have private security. There's more cops on the streets and tougher sentencing laws. So it's pretty much a combination of everything you've ever heard someone saying would improve the crime rate put together. I'm actually probably going to Barcelona this summer. I think the kids are going to go to a football camp at Barcelona. Not a lot of racism toward me, but darker skinned people, yeah, they do have a bit of racism. Filipinos, Southeast Asians, Pakistanis, and of course Africans, African Americans, they've got a lot of racial stuff going on against them here. So it works both ways, as I've mentioned before. Sometimes I have a friend he's Jamaican, and he goes into a bar and girls come up and pass him their phone number and stuff like that. And I'm like, dude, you're ugly. What's going on? He's like, oh, all these women, their mothers told them, whatever you do, don't date a black man. So they want to find out why. And I, of course, am all too willing to show. So, you know, like I said, he gets stopped by the police a lot more, but then again, he also gets stopped by pretty women. So it's kind of a trade-off. It is really Hong Kong. Nobody cares about North Korea. Honestly, all we care about is making money in Hong Kong. He's not actually at all. He's actually kind of a short, dumpy kind of guy. But he's had some very attractive girlfriends. So we don't really care about North Korea because it's all about money here. Jamaican guy walked into a bar in Hong Kong and walked out with the most beautiful woman in the bar. I'm a dad. I do dad stuff. So let's go over here and see what kind of view we get. Obviously that. Whoa. I'm not in a park. This is a road. This is called Lugard Road. It's on Victoria's Peak. Yeah, but this is a road. And this goes around the mountain as a hiking path, basically. There's not a lot of cars on it. And I hike this every single day, part of my diet and exercise. Japan is fun. It's about a 5-hour flight from here to get to Tokyo. So that's Victoria Harbor. So if you saw The Dark Knight Begins, he jumped off that building. Or if you saw Lara Croft Tomb Raider, she jumped off of that. Florida is flat. Pollution can be bad in the winter, but it's not as bad in the summer. Today it was kind of mixed. Yesterday it got bad at the end of the day. Wow, look at all those numbers disappear. Yeah, women attracted dads. There are some cool electronics. In fact, I'm going to be in the gadget market later today. Probably scope it or put it up on my video YouTube blog. But the biggest gadget market is in Shenzhen, which is about 25 miles from here in mainland China. And it's unbelievable. Temperature right now up here on the peak is about 74 Fahrenheit. And down in the city it's probably 78. It's about 80 or 90% humidity. So it's really quite moist. All right, guys, so the view's going to go away for about 10 minutes while we have to hike our way through the jungle now. It's morning. Yeah, it's 8:30 in the morning on a Wednesday. 8:31. So whatever time it is in New York, just flip the AM and PM around. Does it ever get to 90? You know, believe it or not, it doesn't really get that hot here. I mean, I think the record high temperature was like 95 or 100. It does get up into the high 80s pretty frequently, but it doesn't really push over that border of like 95 or whatever. Some people jog up here. Most people just walk to go see the view. Yeah, it's just extremely humid, and there's very little breeze. So it's a very muggy, 90. Have I been to Vietnam? No. My wife goes, though, pretty much every 6 months on business. We're planning to go. It's just haven't got around to it. We're off to Singapore in about 10 days, actually. We're going to Singapore for a soccer tournament. I'm a dad. I do dad stuff for walk. I did see the video of the guy getting dragged off. What don't I like about Hong Kong? The cost of living. The average family in my son's international school is spending $11,500 US a month on rent. $11,500 US per month in rent. Lots of scammers. I do 20,000 steps a day. I spend $14 US for a gallon of milk. $10 for a box of Cheerios. So the cost of living in Hong Kong is pretty crazy. I do live here. I lived here 7 years. In fact, I become a permanent resident. Yeah, permanent resident very soon. Yeah, $10 for a box of Cheerios. We actually buy Cheerios in the United States, put them in our suitcase, and bring them back with us. We are Cheerio smugglers because we can buy Cheerios in the U.S. for like $2, and then bring them back here. And you can move to Japan; it's a bit more expensive. Ooh, there's a big spider web. Oh, I hope there's not a big spider. Let's see if we can see it. Oh, there is a spider. Let's see if we can see this sucker. Ah, you can't see it because of the camera. There he is. That's the spider. I try to put on that commercial voice every now and then. I have absolutely no idea what age you can send this. What size home for 11,000? That's probably about 1,600 to 2,000 square feet, like a 3-bedroom. Though my son's best friend, their family spends $31,000 US a month in rent, $31,000 US per month. Oh God, what yucky McDonald's burger. I've had so many. The other day we had the Tokyo Select burger. Yeah, we are live. What other burgers have I? I have a lot of, if you go to my YouTube channel, Penguin6, I have all the McDonald's burger taste tests that I've done. So we had like the Aloha burger and the black and white burger. And then of course we have the McDonald's Gourmet, which is our favorite. The gourmet McDonald's in Hong Kong, where the waitresses bring the hamburgers to you. Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's so, so good. No UFOs. How do the natives? Well, about half the people live in public or subsidized housing, so they don't have to pay the rent. And of course, they eat local food rather than imported milk from Australia like I do. Healthcare is free. Healthcare is paid for by the government. So when your healthcare expenses are taken care of and your housing expenses are helped out, that leads a little bit less to actually pay for. Yeah, my friend had major cancer surgery. He was in the hospital for 6 weeks, and the bill came due. It was $12 US. He paid with his subway card. The pay rate is not higher here. I see white people all the time. The pay rate is comparable to London or New York, but often you're given a package, a cost of living package. The city is about 0.7% Caucasian. That means there's about 70,000 Caucasians. But in the neighborhoods I live in, it's much more common, probably a third, because I live in kind of the expat neighborhoods. I will not have dual citizenship, but we will have a permanent residence. We'll have a green card to live in Hong Kong, but we will not get a China visa. Most Chinese women are vegetables, not fruits, or they're like tomatoes and nobody really knows what it is. Was it hard to get around and stuff? No, actually it's a very small city. Everything is walkable. I walk to the grocery store across the street from my house. The doctor's office is a 5-minute walk. There's literally 100 restaurants within 15 minutes of my house by foot. It's actually probably one of the best things about living in Hong Kong is that you can just walk everywhere. You know, you just walk and get whatever you want, the hardware store, gadgets, whatever. And then we have a beautiful public transit system, a pretty amazing public transit system. One of the best subway systems in the world. Hey, how's it going, dude? The nightlife much to do, dude. Okay, let me put it this way. For every 1,000 women, there are only 860 men. Yeah? Oh, no, it's 800, it went down to 840 men. And many of those men prefer to date mainland Chinese women, not the local women. This is Disneyland for single men. Disneyland. It's rated as the best dating city in the world to be a single man by many of the dating apps. The nightlife here is crazy. It is just crazy because there's a lot of money with all these bankers. And there's a lifestyle of jumping around. Hey, let's go to Cebu this weekend. No, we're going to Phuket. We're going to the beaches at Phuket. No, man, Fatboy Slim is playing in Macau. Okay, we'll take the chopper over to Macau. You know, it's a crazy place. I have friends who just, their social calendar is quite full. I'm not a citizen. I'll be a permanent resident. That means I've lived here 7 years. How many ugly men and women? I don't know. But usually when you watch my people watching scopes, we walk through the city, many of you are just like, oh my God, there's so many pretty women. especially at lunch hour when all the office workers come out to go to lunch. There's a lot of drug use. Of course there's drugs everywhere, but there's no like opioid crisis like you have in the United States. And also there's no stoner culture, yeah? There's no like culture of like slacker stoner. I mean, there are those kind of people, but they don't really get any reinforcement. They have a very hard time making friends and stuff. There are bankers who snort what they're told is cocaine, but in reality, what they're snorting is usually Tylenol, crushed Tylenol mixed with baking soda, or something like that, because, you know, bankers are too dumb to know anyway. I don't get paid for periscoping. I just do it because I'm on my walk. Now, see, I lost 60 pounds living in Hong Kong. Diet and exercise. I lost 60 pounds, and walking is my exercise. No, it's not legal. Culturally, there's a very prejudice against drugs here of any sort. You have to remember the Opium War almost destroyed China, and it's taught in the schools as a sort of national shame and embarrassment, any drug use. So while there is drug use, ketamine is the choice for many of the students here. To be honest, most of the kids here are just too busy with tutors and ballet lessons and dancing and badminton class and soccer and all that. Really good. I dropped from 208 pounds to, well, today I'm 158. At one time I was 149, but I gained back some of that. So this morning I was 150. No, I was 157 this morning. The shoe scope. Make you piss blood. Okay, I don't even know what, I call it Special K, but I don't know if ketamine is still a problem or not. The suicide rate is a little bit tricky. I'm 5'9" and 157. I am a skinny guy. But I used to be a fat guy. I used to be technically obese. About 15% are Christian, about 50% are Buddhist, more or less, and then the rest are sort of in the middle. I did slightly change my eating habits in that I ate less crap than before. I still eat crap, just less of it. Are there any hot Americans here? You get arrested if you get with Graham, and you'll have your visa revoked and you get thrown out of the country. Yeah, actually it's kind of funny. A lot of the Caucasian women here have a very limited social calendar. Many of them are not willing to date Asians because of whatever stupid stereotypes they have growing up in the US. So they come here and their attitude is, I'm only going to date white men. And guess what? The white men are like, yeah, well, see you later. I'm going to date all these other girls. So the same isn't true for, say, Caucasian women who grew up in Hong Kong. Many Caucasian women I met who've grown up in Hong Kong actually have taken Chinese husbands. And it's just not even looked twice about. It's just kind of, you know, normal. You know, yeah, well, we went to high school together. We were, you know, sweethearts, da-da-da. All men like Asian women. All men like women, mostly. So we're back at the Peak Tower. We're going to get another view. What the F? I got to go through this crap. Construction today. This is usually where the wind tunnel kicks up and you guys can't hear me. I haven't had lunch. It's early in the morning. I tell my wife she's a better cook. That's a shocker. We actually have a nanny who cooks for us. She tends to cook kind of Filipino stuff. Actually, you know what you want? The live video streaming in China is a much more developed industry than, say, Periscope. So if you download an app called live.me or Inky, I-N-K-E, or Momo or Yi, these are all Chinese live streaming apps, and they're all populated by thousands of young women. Nannies are very common here. Nannies cost only about $500, $600 US a month for 6 days a week, and they live in your house. So everybody, most expats have at least one nanny, domestic servant. Inky, I-N-K-E, or live.me, which is owned by Inky, I think, or Yi, Y-I-Y-I, or Momo. But dude, start up on those apps, and my God, you'll be talking to tens of thousands of women. You're downloading it now, yeah. Live.me is the easiest because it's in English, and some of the other apps require that you have like a Weibo thing. Most of them speak Chinese, but many of them are willing to practice their English. Any Japanese live streaming apps? I don't really know what the Japanese are using. The live streaming industry in China is a $1.5 billion industry. Oh, actually, here I can show you on my other phone. I've got my other. I don't know my other phone has Inky on it though. Let me see. Yeah, it's got live.me. Ugh. Yeah, live.me is owned by Inky. Yeah, the US is way behind. Okay, hang on a second. I don't know if I have those apps on this phone. No, I don't have Inky. Oh well. I don't know if there's those things. I think the tram is coming. Drivers generally live out. Stupid thing. Alright, I can't log in. Yeah, the smog. It's actually cloudy today. The smog is going to burn off. The fog is going to burn off, so we'll have a nice view later today. Problem is that all my things. The kids are in an international school, which is an American standard curriculum school. It's about $25,000 US a year per kid. The local schools are very intense. Though there are local schools that teach in English, but they generally teach a British style curriculum rather than an American style curriculum. It's not incredibly different until they get older. Then eventually they start to learn more and more about the respective countries. Headway on the tram. The tram takes 7 minutes to go up and back. So there's one goes up, one goes down. If you miss one though, it'll be, you know, the time to go up and then the time to come back down. Well, the nanny has her own room, so she lives over there, but it's actually very common. It's very nice though, because like at 9 o'clock, if someone calls, "Hey, you want to have late dinner?" And we're like, "Yeah, great. Hey, nanny, we're gonna head out. Okay, we'll watch the kids." And then you go. You know, it's just how it is. Somebody walking their dog. So the tram is in the station right now. It's actually dropping off some construction workers before it continues up to the peak with a bunch of tourists. Slack is a chat system for small groups. There's a Periscope Slack for VIPs. This is more expensive than Hollywood Hills. Down the mountain we go. It's bright and sunny today. You have to find the right type of nanny. Find a nanny who gets along with you socially. How do you get more money? What do you mean? How do they get money on Inky? Oh god, bug just climbed on my neck. I don't need Chinese. I don't need to. Hong Kong is an English-speaking city and Chinese. I rarely use Chinese. Sometimes in the taxi or sometimes in the restaurant, but generally I just speak English all the time. Twitter's headquarters is in San Francisco. Higher up the mountain, basically anything up this level is just obscenely priced. We're going to go past a house that cost $193 million US, and it's only the fourth most expensive house up here. I saw, that was a broom. I saw Chow Yun-fat over here. Chow Yun-fat was in Pirates of the Caribbean, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, The Corruptor. He's been in a lot of movies, Chow Yun-fat. That was a broom, yeah. And his auntie lives in this building, so I saw him up here one day. He's actually a very common guy. He like rides the subway and he goes to noodle restaurants and gets his hair cut at the barber in Hong Kong. So pretty much every place in Hong Kong is a Chow Yun-fat sighting. One day I wasn't actually periscoping is the day I saw him. Go figure. Most people ride the subway. The subway, though, is down in the bottom of the city, down in the valley. It doesn't run up here. In fact, there's no public transit on this road, except for the tram or walking. The air up here is slightly clearer than the air down in the city, mainly because we do have a breeze up here. As we're down in the city, the air gets trapped in these canyons, these pockets, whatever. I'm going home. This is the walk home. They do have buses to the peak. I walk 10 miles a day. That's 20,000 steps. That's been very helpful in my diet and exercise. So this property here, they bought the land for 42 million US. 42 million for the land. And then they had to build like a 10-story driveway so that he could build his house up at the top. So he built, it's not 10, it's about a 5-story driveway. Now they're on their phone because they're trying to check their dating apps. Hong Kong people check dating apps more commonly and more frequently than any other city in the world. A statistical fact. So round trip airfare from the United States, you can get over to Hong Kong for as little as $560 US, $560 US round trip to Hong Kong. A little higher in the summer and around Christmas, but in the off season, it's pretty easy to get a discount deal. Go to google.com/flights, google.com/flights. And you can find a cheap flight. Get an Airbnb place for a week or so. Come on over to Hong Kong and check it out. It's pretty cool. That airfare is amazing. I mean, I can't even fly New York to San Francisco for that fare. Here comes the school bus. Actually, I think, is this my son's old preschool? No, this is a different one. Oh, it is my son's school. I wonder if I know the bus mommy. No, I don't know. So my son used to ride this bus. I remember the first day he rode, he was so nervous. Yeah, they're pretty safe. So that's the peak, that's where we were just hiking. If you go to my YouTube channel, Penguin6, you can see more videos from here and drones and stuff like that from up here. Hello! How's your day going? Did you get a good present in your Cheerios this morning? I have no idea what the current prize offerings are of American cereals. Would I be nervous going to school in China? No, not necessarily. I did send my kids to a kindergarten in mainland China. My name is Fanancy Kiram. Kiram. My name is Jose Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. Ooh, these guys drive like nuts. Not many recent serial killers. We send our kids to school in mainland China in the summer to learn Mandarin, to learn Chinese. Well, they didn't really like it. They didn't really know anyone. They felt kind of out of place. That wasn't Shenzhen. Someone's back. Black, white, and Mexican. That'll be kind of fun to mix here. So this is 22 Barker Road. There is some prejudice against darker skinned people here. Any street violence? No. I've lived here 7 years. I don't think I've ever seen any street violence here. No, I haven't seen any street violence. I've seen some drunks yelling at each other, but they didn't fight. So this is Jack Ma's house. This is the $193 million house, just over behind these weeds. He bought this 1.5 years ago, and he hasn't even taken occupancy. He's just sort of let it sit. They like successful people, educated people, rich people. It doesn't really matter what your passport is. They're kind of beyond passports. Somebody wouldn't say, oh, I like you because you're American and you're not Australian, or something like that, by and large. Though there are places in Asia where people do like you based on passports. Ooh, look at this butterfly. My wife once thought that was a poisonous butterfly because it was black. I was like, you are nuts. Do you need a bodyguard? No, not at all. Why is there discrimination against darker skinned people? I don't really know. There's a lot of like Filipinos and Indonesians are looked down upon because they do some menial work here in Hong Kong. Many of them work as maids, cleaners, and many of the locals don't treat them very well. They often do a lot of service, like actually a lot of street construction is done by Bangladeshis. I mean, when you see like guys working on the road, honestly, I'd say it's 50% chance that they're Bangladeshis rather than Chinese. Politics in China. Politics in China is a very weird setup. So this house is 100 million US, and the one next to it is 70 million. But you can rent for 65,000. So if you don't have the money to buy cash, you can just pay 65,000 US a month. I would say Hispanics are more powerful in America than, say, Indonesians are in Hong Kong, or Filipinos. North Korean slaves? No. North Korea is quite far away, and we don't even care. I mean, nobody really cares. New York City, Hong Kong. The population density of Hong Kong is higher than Manhattan. And we also, 75% of Hong Kong is jungle and mountains. So we have a lot more outdoor activities than New York. It's like living in Hong Kong is like living in Chinatown, New York, like a big version of that. But New York, you still have like row houses, and in Hong Kong, it's just all skyscrapers. Like if you go in the streets, like, I don't know, like West 50 or like West 49th or something like that, you'll find row houses, or on the Upper West Side, even Upper East Side, you'll find row houses. You won't find row houses by and large in Hong Kong. It's pretty much all buildings. I mean, there are some, of course, but I think the vast majority of people live in buildings over 10 stories tall. Maybe more than that. I'm from Washington, D.C., but I grew up in Illinois, hence the Midwestern accent that sounds like everybody else. So we're finishing Barker Road, and now we're going to Chatham Path. There are some idiots who try to street race, but the roads are very, very narrow, and there's not a lot of room to be racing. So, I mean, in the middle of the night, like at 4 in the morning on a Sunday, all I hear is Lamborghinis and Ferraris, and McLarens just driving around like idiots. They usually like go speeding around early in the morning because there's no cars, but by and large, the roads are very packed and very narrow. Yeah, I mean, my building has I think we have 4 Ferraris in my building and a Lamborghini. across the street, there's at least 3 Lamborghinis across the street. One's a baby blue, which is pretty silly. I've never been scammed. Though, when I went across the border once, they said, do you want a SIM card for your phone? I said, no, I'm okay. And they said, how about some Viagra? And I said, I don't need Viagra. They said, we know you don't need Viagra. You're very strong. For your friends. Your friends might need Viagra. I'm just like, yeah, okay, whatever. For your friends. I don't think it was real Viagra either. So then my buddy went and they did the thing to him. And he said, how do I know it's real? And the girl's like, it's very good. And he's like, what, do I get to try it before I buy it? And then she got all embarrassed. So I think she got embarrassed. I don't know what happened to my friend after that. This is my cell phone plan. I have unlimited data on an LTE network. This is actually my lower quality phone. I have another phone that has higher quality video. I'm not visiting. I live here. I've lived here 7 years. This is my home. This summer I'll visit the United States, and I might be visiting Spain. We're thinking about going to Spain. Finance jobs are the biggest industry here in Hong Kong, working in a bank. Then also jobs like marketing. Fashion, there's a big fashion industry here. Shipping is a big deal. This is smart tone, but normally my 1010 service is probably more reliable. I do go to Japan every now and then. We'll probably go to Japan at Christmas to go skiing. Kids do get a summer vacation. There is a bit of smog, but mostly in the winter. Running the bulls, that's pretty crazy. We're going for a soccer camp. Our friends want us to go to Mallorca, but we're thinking about going to Barcelona. Hey, thanks for following me. We do this every day, so we'll do this, then we'll go out to lunch later. Though I'm not sure today. I'm going to be tour guide with some people later today, so I'm not sure if I'm going to get to do a lunch broadcast. But I also do a video blog on YouTube where you can see replays and other content. I've only thrown through South Korea. This is not a park, this is just a path. Whoa, crap-ola. What's going on in there? Sounds like R2-D2 is stuck in the jungle. You guys hear that? This is just a path connecting Barker Road with May Road. It's not a park. Why do I like Periscope? Because it makes my hikes less boring. I do this hike every day. I've been doing it for 4 years now because it's helped me lose weight. But doing Periscope makes it less monotonous. Electronics, it's actually an electronic street market we're going to go to. The whole street is nothing but gadgets and electronics. And it's a... Whoa, what's this? Who's calling this phone? Hey, who's calling this phone? Hello? How are you doing?
So, are you sure we want to use those soccer jersey, which is the T-bar?
Yeah, but it's the ones we pulled out the other day. That's fine.
Those are not
Legit. Yeah, they're not real.
legit.
Yeah.
There's no value?
No real value.
No?
Nah. Are you going in now?
We're not want them to wear it.
I don't think so. All right. Bye. Hmm?
What is that pirate unit movement?
Robin. Yeah, he does like that. We have a Robin jersey, but I thought we had a legit one. That one was a fake one. Keep the Robin. Yeah. It's a Dutch jersey. When are you going to the office? Okay. He wants to, I think he wants to keep it. Get some, There's also a Robin jersey from Bayern Munich. I don't know. That's legit. Ribery. Those are probably fake. Yeah. Yeah, well then, you can get rid of those. They have an authentic Bayern Munich jersey, but it doesn't have his name on it, I don't think. Well, Parker's has its name on it, I think. Yeah. Okay. All right. Bye. Sorry, guys. The wife is packaging up old soccer jerseys to give away to kids in Africa. Yeah. So we had to go through which soccer jerseys the kids wanted to keep. But I'm back now. Yeah, we can get fake soccer jerseys here for about $5 US. So when the kids were little, we didn't waste money spending $50 US on a legitimate jersey. We just grabbed a $5 one. No, you haven't missed lunch. It's only 9 o'clock. My wife is an American citizen, but she was born in China. English is the official language here, and I never use Chinese except for the taxis occasionally. You can survive here perfectly well. The nightlife is crazy, crazy nightlife here in Hong Kong. Ranked as the best city in the world to be a single man. Here on Hong Kong Island, English is very common. He's calling me today. I gotta call that guy back though, because it's a busy day. At least the wife had the niceness to call my backup phone and not my main phone. We're a British colony for over 150 years. English was the language of government, still is the language of the law. That's why it's been successful. Foreign businessmen can come to Hong Kong, make deals, have the deals be done in English as the controlling language, following British common law, basically, and feel confident of their investments. Unlike China, where they sign a document and for all they know, it could be a washing machine order repair sheet or something. I've been to Vancouver. Easter is a big holiday here, much bigger than the US. We get Good Friday off and Easter Monday off. We had an Easter egg hunt in the house. The other day there was a fireman buried with full honors. He was killed in the line of duty. They had bagpipers play at his funeral. If you watched the funeral ceremony, it would look like something out of England, with a coffin on a fire truck draped in black. Fireman walking by his side as a bagpiper played a slow song. The girl from yesterday, I'm actually going to see her again with my friend. That's my friend's daughter. And we're going to go to the markets later today. No, this is a pretty isolated part of Hong Kong. It's very easy to get away from the crowds. You just have to just go somewhere. There's nobody around. This is a house. This is a private mansion. This is 6,000 square feet. You can rent it for $33,000 US a month. 33 grand American gets you this house. No, this path is busy enough that there's not any spider webs across it, but not so busy that I'm running into people. I'm going to Bangkok. I was in Bangkok at Christmas. I'm going to Singapore in a week and a half. No, they're just going to go and see the markets. Is it cheap to fly around Asia? Not particularly, because it's sort of spread out. I mean, the closest flight for us is Taiwan, and that's an hour. Vietnam's an hour and a half. Bangkok's 2.5 hours. Singapore is almost 4 hours. Japan, it's 5. Beijing is a 5. Seoul is 4 or 5. So it's not like, I mean, basically all the little flights are like flying across country U.S. There are places that are cheaper, Philippines and stuff. I will probably scope from Singapore. I'm going to be in Singapore for about 4 or 5 days. Never been to Singapore. Haven't really figured out what to do there. Macau is much cheaper. We are on the Central Green Path, Central Green Trail, just above May Road in Hong Kong. We're on the way to my house in the mid-levels. This is my daily walk. I take you on this hike every day. And we are going to go home now and take a shower and have some breakfast, and then head off to meet my friend at 10:30. What time is it now? 9 o'clock. What's the must-see to do? You got to go to the peak. You got to ride the Star Ferry. You should go to Mongkok at night or Causeway Bay. Shum Shai Po markets during the daytime. Maybe slip over to Macau. Consider an outer island like Lama. Definitely eat some dim sum and noodles. Ride the tram. Quite a few things to do. Lived here when you were a kid. Cool. They are building a bridge between Macau and Hong Kong. It'll be open very soon. It's killed 5 people. The construction has been sort of slapdash. From Washington, D.C., but I grew up in Illinois. Stanley Market is around, but it's mostly a tourist market. Most of the locals don't shop there because it's too expensive. Even with their fake negotiation strategies, it's still overpriced compared to other markets in Hong Kong. That said, there is some pretty stuff there. A lot of good art, paintings, a lot of drones there lately. So here's a 14-car garage. Not 13, because that would be bad juju. This is the Peak Tram Station. I rode the tram up today. Didn't feel like walking up. My name is Penguin 6, but my friends call me Andrew. Yeah, I mean, it's still run by locals, of course, but most of the people that live there in that neighborhood are foreigners. Most people that go there are tourists. Very expensive place to live, yes. 4 is your lucky number. 4 is a bad number here in Hong Kong. 4 sounds like death. You say the number 4 in Cantonese and it sounds like the word for death. So basically all the apartment buildings you see in this neighborhood, the lowest price apartments are about 12,000 US. The highest price are 30 or 40,000. Most of these are 15 to 20,000 US dollars a month for a 3-bedroom apartment. Except mine. Mine's quite a bit cheaper. Here's a doggy being poopy doggy. Yeah. There's the Peak Tower. We were up there. How many stories up? I live in a small one. Mine's only 38 stories. Repulse Bay Hotel is gone. It's now been renovated into a shopping complex. A lot of people can afford that rent. I did put brake fluid in, and that seems to have fixed the problem with the car. How do you afford the rent? Your company pays you to that. You have to understand that many of these people are managing millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. Hundreds of millions of dollars for funds. So if you're managing $100 million and you manage to make like 0.1% gain in a month, well, that's a $100,000 profit, yeah? So it's no big deal for them to give you $20,000 to pay your rent when you're making them $100,000 a week, you know? I'm a dad. I do dad stuff for a living. My wife's a banker. Oh, almost home. Busy day. but I don't have to get going until 10:30, so I got an hour or so to kill. We do these scopes every day. Walk around the city and go out for lunch. Today, I think we're gonna have to skip lunch though, being a tour guide. There are quite a few double-deckers. They're not red, though. They're yellow or green or orange. They don't run up here, though, because this road is too curvy and too difficult to get up to. There's a Tesla X. Lots of Teslas in Hong Kong. Biggest culture change. There's not really a lot. Like I said, it's like living in Chinatown or New York. The lack of empathy is interesting, though. That manifests itself on the streets where people don't really do things to help each other. Like they stand on the stop at the top of the escalator and stuff. The international school my son goes to is on the south side of the island, so they have a bus. They have about a 20-minute bus ride every morning to get to school. 25-minute bus ride. There's an English school around the corner, though, ESF Glen Ely, which is where Michael Hutchence, the lead singer of INXS, went to school when he lived here. It's one of the safest cities in the world. My kids go to HKIS. We have one of the lowest crime rates in the world. So yeah, it's a very safe city. Anyway, guys, we're back home again. 3 more days. We're in Hong Kong Island. The electronics market is Sham Shui Po. Sham Shui Po, which is 2 stops after Mongkok. It's about 11 minutes from Admiralty on the MTR. Come up at APLU Street, APLIU. APLIU Street. APLIU is the electronics market in Sham Shui Po. Okay, guys, see you soon. I'm going to go in and have some breakfast. Bye-bye.